Niggas need to wake up. Niggas need to relax and take notes. Niggas need to wake up. Niggas need to relax and take notes. While I take totes, relax and take notes. While I take totes of the marijuana smoke, relax and take notes. While I take totes, relax and take notes. While I take totes of the marijuana smoke.
Yeah. What up, y'all? What up, everybody? Didn't get a chance to make the thumbnail again. I'm still getting back in the mode. I apologize for everything. But we here, man. We are here today. Today is week 4 in the NFL. We got big trade going on in the NBA. Some great football yesterday with college football. Oh man, we in a great place with sports, man. We in a great place with sports. Colorado beats UCF. Alabama beats Georgia. If I can remember correctly, I did go out last night and I was a little lit, so I apologize. So and this morning I just got up and late. I got up like 10:40, but I had to go get my Dunkin'. So that's why we didn't get on at 11 o'clock. But we here at 11:30, 11:27, 11:25. I should have did 11:30. Could have gave me more time to prepare. But, it is what it is. You're in the building with your boy Step. My man K, he won't be with us today. He'll comment on the live stream. K went to church once again. Giving glory to the Lord above, which we all need to do. Appreciate him and everything. Once again, man, we definitely are back, man. Week 4 in the NFL. Is it Kareem Towns? Yeah, Kareem Towns, Kentucky University to Minnesota Timberwolves, who with Ant-Man and Gobert and Marty Collins. Shout out to Marty Collins from Temple. But who else is on that team? Can't even think of the rest of the people on the team now. But he was traded yesterday. Sheesh. He was traded yesterday, and it was a splash that was, I don't think that any of us even expected. But it happened. And New York is proving that they are on the move to become a champion. And I don't blame them. I look a little rough. I should have combed my beard. That tells you something, right? I ain't even touched my pause. Should I say touch myself? But anyway.
God did!
Let me give myself a pause on that one. Hold on. See, I ain't even got my... There we go.
Pause. You said something gay.
I ain't touched myself. Yeah. But yeah, man. We here, man. But yeah, it was an unexpected trade that came about. Cat Williams. Jesus Christ. And I got a Cat Williams, what you call it, too. Pimpalicious John from Off the Boondocks. But yeah, so Kareem Towns. I said Kareem Towns. Shout out to Kareem Towns, Philly. Dang, I'm all messed up. But Towns was traded to New York for DiVincenzo, a glue guy, produced everywhere he's been. I think this is going to be like his 3rd or 4th team. Milwaukee, New York. I think he had a pit stop somewhere else after Milwaukee before he came to New York. And then now he's going to Minnesota, along with Scissor Feet, Julius Randle, who's been hurt quite a bit recently. Kareem Towns, I would say Towns. I'm just say Towns because I don't know why I keep thinking of the legend, LaSalle University, South Philly's own Kareem Towns. Shout out to him again. Towns will be traded to New York unexpectedly. I was off Friday too, but I was so busy doing things at the house. I was going to just do a little impromptu video like I see a lot of the podcasters do. I'm going to start trying to do that as well if I see something and I'm home to jump on a little recording, John, and then let y'all comment. But I'm just trying to get better at it. But yeah, the trade happened. There's supposed to be another significant piece, not significant, but another piece to balance the money out. To come down the line, whether that's another player or another team. The and a pick. That's what they got. New York gave up DiVincenzo, Randall, and a first round pick, lottery protected from my Detroit Pistons. What that tells me that, and then they said they needed to add another 4.5 million to 8 million in the trade just to get the trade to go through, because Kareem Towns, he makes 49 million a year, and with Randall and DiVincenzo, they had like 41. The draft pick, but they still had to add money to it as well. So I think it's a great trade for New York. I think that puts them definitely in that 1-2, along with Sixers 1-2, and they're going to keep Boston at 1. So it's like 2A and 2B. If y'all in here, please hit that like and subscribe button. You in the basement with your boy Next Step. K's not here, but he's always here, even though he's not here in the physical. Say something so I can give you a shout out. I appreciate y'all locking in with me. Little hangover, but I'm here. That's all that matters. I told y'all I was gonna try to be more consistent. And guess what, y'all? I'm gonna be off today. So you know what that means? At like 7 o'clock before the 8 o'clock game, more than likely we're gonna have another pod talking about the games from the afternoon. Look at me. Look at me.
God did.
Yes, sir. Yes, he did. All the time. But if y'all in here, please hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't. And if you're in here and you already a subscriber, or you just enjoy the content and want to help us progress so we can get to monetization, please comment so I can give you a shout out. I appreciate y'all. If y'all choose to want to be on the show as well, and y'all want to join the show, I'll send you the link. We can debate, talk. We're going to be talking about these games and everything else. So it gives you an opportunity to show your face on the podcast. You know, if you don't have one and you just enjoy podcasts as a light talking sports, we are here. You know what I'm saying? This podcast is not just for us, it's by us. You know what I'm saying? So let's get it popping, man. But yeah, so Towns and DiVincenzo, a first round pick via my Detroit Pistons, and some cash or another player will be going to Minnesota for Towns. So to me, that puts them, I think they lose a little bit. New York, we're talking about New York right now. I think they lose a little bit as far as integrity, the way that Coach Tibbs plays his players and his personality for the team. They lose a little grit there because Towns, he doesn't play defense, number one. We all know that. But he's an offensive-minded player. It takes some of that balance off of Jalen. Josh is going to do his thing, the glue guy. And that leaves Mitchell Robinson. I believe Mitchell Robinson, he's been injured a lot. So them losing Brisky, I can't think of the boy name. I'm all banged up this morning. Oh.
Pause. You said something gay.
Excuse me. But yeah, they lost him over the summer. Mitchell Robinson, he's always hurt. So and then he's not going to be playing at the beginning of this season already. They already signified that. And he just got a big contract as well. So they had to get something in the middle. Actually, my man, shout out to SB. They were just talking about this as well, and I commented on their podcast about that, and I was like, it's going to be centered by committee, meaning free agent centers coming into the play and they just playing a role, you know, because of the Robinson situation and them losing their previous center who played very well for them. So by them getting Towns, I think that it really pushes them in that 2A, 2B with the Sixers. Um, until someone takes Boston down, they're always going to be number one. That's a given. Sixers was 2 solidly until this trade happened. This trade happened, even though I think Embiid has his way with Cat most of the time anyway. But at the same token, if you're looking at their roster and you do roster to roster, I think Sixers still have a slight edge. But at the same token, the competitiveness of New York, the grit that New York plays with, puts them at that 1A, 1B. Please hit that like button, please, when y'all come in here and say something so I can give y'all a shout out. I appreciate that those are in here with me. K won't be here with me today. He said he's gonna lock in with us, but he might be in the comments, so you just keep a lookout on that. But yeah, man, there's a lot to say about that. I would love to hear what y'all have to say, how y'all feel about the trade. But I think it's a good trade. It's making the East very, very, very much more competitive. And I like that. I really like that. Even though my Pistons are anyway, that's where they're at. They're the black hole. So, but yeah, man. So New York steps it up big. Jalen Brunson, Josh, Towns. Who else they had starting with them? Hey, let me look at their roster now. Let me pull this up real fast. Let's say. Oh, and preseason starts next week, I believe. That's crazy. Yep, NBA season's coming real, very, 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 very fast. New York roster teams. New York Knicks. All right, so and shout out to Jalen, Derrick Rose retiring. Hell of an athlete. I think he was on his way to being a Hall of Famer, but now it's going to be sketchy because of the injuries that he's had. But all right, so you gonna have Josh Hart, Jalen. What the fuck? That's not the roster. I click roster. This is drawing. Roster. Here. Roster. Okay. So we're talking they got Jacob Toppin. Oh, that's what's-your-call brother that plays in Indiana. Dwayne Washington Jr., Miles McBride, who played a big role in their playoffs last year. He had some spots. Josh Hart, Daquan Jeffries, Precious Achua, Charlie Brown. Hey, what's up, Charlie? I didn't know you was over there. OG Anunoby, of course. Jalen Brunson, Cameron Payne over there as well. And they signed Landry Shamet. They guard heavy. Sheesh. Mikal Bridges and Mitchell Robinson. I'll say Michael Robinson. Mitchell Robinson. So, yes, they have a pretty decent team. I think they very, very guard heavy. Very, very, very guard heavy. Extremely guard heavy. But everything, their motion and everything goes through their guards. All they needed is a center set picks and rebound. But now they have a center that will pop out, hit shots, occasionally get into the paint because he's really kind of like disregarded being in the paint for the most part. But yeah, man, I like what I see in New York. They're showing a lot of promise of competitiveness. They showed that last year already. Put this on in case Dr. Kyle calls. Excuse me. Okay, yeah, that's good. But if y'all want to call in as well, the number is 302-844-8275. That's 302-844-8275. If y'all want to call in and y'all want to speak on something, you get like a 2 minutes, and we'll go from there. But yeah, man. So I think I like the pickup. I like the competitiveness that's going to happen with this pickup, and it's very shocking uh trade. What am I looking for? I'm sorry. Very shocking trade that came about in the last couple of days. And shout out to Woj, man. He's retired as well. But we won't get no more Woj bombs. And there's been a layoff at ESPN. Zach Lowe has been laid off, which is odd. I don't know what's going on over at ESPN, but I believe that there's this thing called podcasting that all these faces are creating, such as a Stephen A. Smith, such as a Shannon Sharpe, such as the Pivot podcast, and those who are have face and a lot of connections. And those guys are starting to do their own thing, which I think if I was them in contact with having those type of contacts, they should get together and create a network like I think Stephen A. Smith is doing. And they are the content creators. So with that being said, they can really push. It'll be hard, but they really put pressure on ESPN and all these other sports stations um, to to buckle and create their own network because there's too much money, especially with a lot of us. Shout out to Pat McAfee and his podcast because his joint always does numbers and he's very entertaining. But we are becoming the face of the sports podcasting world. Shout out to the ladies as well that are doing the ESPNs and things like that. But everyone's starting to get their podcasts and getting a following, and what these networks are doing are using your celebrity, your status to push their podcast. I mean, to push their station. And those that have faced Stephen A's and such, I believe they need to create their own network. Someone needs to back them or them to put their money together or create a channel in which they can evolve together as a network, opposed to pushing the ESPNs. Because as you see, ESPN has been laying off people back to back to back to back, and that's all people. Let's put it that way. I'm not going to sit there and say it's black or white. That's all people. But with them pushing people out, and they're pushing a lot of people out that has a status. Like Zach Lowe, I mean, Woj retired, but Zach Lowe out of nowhere gets, his walking papers. Zach is one of the top people when it comes to journalism with sports and NBA mainly. So it's odd and hard to see that, but then you'll see all these people that are being laid off wind up getting podcasts and this following just growing and growing and growing because of the spotlight that they earned, and as well as what ESPN has put them on gave them use their platform to create their following as well, and their solid following. So with that being said, I would love to see, and I know for a fact that Stephen A. said he's been saying for a while that he's trying to create something crazy, and that's why he's trying to get every bit of the money that he feels though he deserves. And I'm all about everybody getting their money, but if it comes to you getting your money to push somebody else out, I think that's a problem. And I mean, that's not a problem for you, but the network themselves, that's a problem because all that's saying is I'm greater than everybody else, which Stephen A. already says he is, and believe everything that he says is the golden ticket. But he's earned and was given he's earned that right to feel that way now because of the platform that he's created for himself and the following. Whether you like what he say or not, you're going to watch him. Um, Shannon Sharpe as well. You know what I'm saying? Shannon came from the bottom because there was a point when he was on the NFL channel. I just hated listening to Shannon. But then when he got that opportunity with Skip, Skip made him he raised his bar. And then while with Skip, he decided to do the podcasting thing, which started working gradually. And then the Cat Williams really took him over the top. And now look at Shannon. So you think about, I think Shannon as well has is trying to start a network or a a conglomerate of those who are in this podcasting world and trying to create the network. But I don't know how many of them are actually talking together, man. But I would love to see that happen and demonopolize. Is that a word? I'm gonna just create it today. The ESPNs and the Foxes and stuff, because that's what's actually happening right now. People are losing their jobs for other people, and they're using these other people's status for their liking until don't want to pay them. Once they don't want to pay them, they get rid of them. But you done use their status all this time just to get to where you're at to your station. So I'm mad. I'm so mad Max isn't on TV anymore. You know, being as though the situation that happened with him and Stephen A. But Max was all around one of the top journalists out there and knew his stuff. And some people didn't like it because he was a white face. But Max was for everyone if you were right. And I think, like we all believe, that him and Stephen A. had a bicker because Stephen A. felt as though, he was kind of like jabbing at him on certain things where Stephen A. thought he could get off on others, because Stephen A. would get off on others the same exact way and think nothing of it. So, but yeah, man. But we here. Shout out to my Uncle Daryl. Hope you're doing well. Rest in peace to Nick. Um, rest in peace to my OG, Mr. Waters, Micah. He also passed away. Their funerals was yesterday, and I couldn't make it to neither one of them. Both of them funerals was yesterday. But our condolences go to y'all families. Yeah, man. Shout out to my uncle as well. Like I said, he's always texting me every Sunday. Go Steelers. You suck. Him and Key, the Whip. All y'all suck. But yeah, man. So we here, man. Like what I say, we just talked about the NBA, but the big trade that happened, which is great. Fantasy football, y'all, as well. It's almost 12:00, so make sure that y'all do y'all lineups before we get off the pod. We definitely will talk about making sure you set your lineups. Mine's been crash dummy because I have a whole bunch. I have like 3 or 4 players that right now that are on the IR, or every week is questionable, which turns out to be they're not playing when Sunday get here. But yeah, it is what it is. It definitely is what it is. Shout out to my brother Sean and Netta. They have S&T Southern Smokehouse Barbecue. Brother, when I say food is amazing, I don't even eat coleslaw like that, but they got this homemade coleslaw. Yes, I mean it. S&T Southern Smokehouse Barbecue. I will be trying to create some commercial like skit parts for I'm working. I'm working, y'all. I'm really going to dig deep for 2025. I'm trying to prepare myself now for all the sponsors and all those that support the channel. Vanderway Photography, SB Real Talk, Fakes, Real Talk over the debate. Shoot, how do I say his name? I don't know how. SBI, I apologize. Seven Mitchell, uh, Dr. Kyle, Black Psychologist Podcast. My wife's what's the name? Lord de Jour catering service. Who else? Am I missing anybody? Am I missing anybody? Am I missing anybody? Yes, I am. I think I am. But everybody that has a foot into what I'm doing here, I want to make sure that I give them the proper promo on the channel. Shout out to Gillian Wallow. Shout out to Joe Button. A lot of people that I watch. FYF, Mont over FYF Sports. Shout out to Stan Williams over there, Winners Win Podcast at MOTEP. So, yo, anybody that's I'm a people's person. I love everybody. I want to see everybody win. Stan, and he got my little brother Taylor over there of Philly Hoop Group. They have the Winners Win Podcast over there. So please like and subscribe to his channel. SB Real Takes Over Fake Debates. Like and subscribe to his channel. Black Psychologist Podcast. Like and subscribe to the channel. S&T Southern Smokehouse Barbecue. They have Instagram. They're here in Delaware. They have a food truck. Food is amazing. Please, if you're in Delaware, lock in. Whenever you're in Delaware, just lock in with them. Hit them on their Instagram and find out where they're going to be at. They have a food truck. They go out mostly on Fridays or Saturdays. Oh, and also, before I forget, Uptown Cafe. You know my little brother Jake and the guys, she and everybody. I think 8131 Stanton Avenue. Sunday, it's football Sunday, dog. It's football Sunday. You can go in there, get your drink, cocktails, however you want to call it. Get some food, indoor, outdoor. Watch the game. Got a second floor as well, VIP area. On a Sunday, I'm pretty sure they Eagles out in there, so they Beagles out. Shout out to my brother Jig in Uptown Cafe, 8131 Stanton Avenue. I hope I'm saying that address correctly. Right across the street from the Ritas in Mount Airy. You can't miss it. Right on the corner of the old Rubens. But yeah, man, they got a lot of big things going on over there, man. Very laid back, fun place, security there. You don't have no worries. Shoot some pool, listen to music, watch the games, talk trash, indoor, outdoor again. Once again. But they have a lot of big things going on over there, man. Uptown Cafe, 8131 Stanton Avenue in the Mount Airy area of Philadelphia. So if y'all got time or y'all want to get a little cocktail or something, make sure y'all slide over there. Slide over there. Tell the bartender, Larry sent you. You know what I'm saying? Larry sent you. Jig brother Larry sent you. So, you might get a little shot on the house or a little discount. You know what I mean? You never know. 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 But anyway, man. Yeah, man. So we talked about Cat and his trade to New York. Please, if y'all have something to say about it, speak it. I'll read your comment. And we have dialogue on that as well. But we're going to get into the NFL, week 4 of the NFL, and our predictions. So far, my prediction's been pretty off, honestly. Not too bad, but pretty off. As I was watching the games during the week, during Sunday, I'm like, dang, I picked them to win. And everybody been busting up my prediction, so I don't know what to tell y'all. Stick with me. That's what I can tell y'all. Stick with me.
Pause. You said something gay.
Yeah, true. But yeah, do the Diddy. Man. Yeah, we're gonna start getting into these predictions, man. Predictions for week 4 in the NFL. We have New Orleans Saints. Hold on, let me see something. I can do my screen share, so I ain't gotta keep looking to my left. Let me see something. Window. Here, share, add the screen. This. Let's see something. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm just trying to do something on the fly. Let's do something on the fly. So that way y'all can see it as well. Bam. Let me see if that shows up on the screen. Okay. It did. It didn't show up. Why ain't it show it up? What the hell? What's going on here? Bring to the front. All right. It ain't doing something. Why it ain't doing it? I'm tripping. Man, I tell you, man, when you take the time off, you start losing everything. I used to do this at the blink of an eye before. And now it's not showing. It's not showing my screen share. Why is it not showing a screen share? That's crazy. But anyway, I tried. We're going to try it again eventually. But yeah, man, we had week 4 in NFL. Predictions are coming our way. Right now, we're going to start the predictions. Let me text the guys, let them know that I'm live because I didn't do a clip art. And everybody probably not going to get the... Shout out to Tiff Ned. She had a birthday, I believe, that just passed as well. Happy belated birthday, Tiff. She's a Baltimore fan, and they whipped her butts a couple weeks ago. Just want to give her a shout out as well. But yeah, man. So, all right, week 4 in the NFL, we have New Orleans Saints versus Atlanta. Atlanta been playing pretty decent. New Orleans had a fumble last week against the Beagles, which I dreaded. See happen, but it happened. I think New Orleans starts to try to pick up momentum again this week. It was just a matter of time before they had a little slippage in the offense, but you can't completely put it on the offense. Eagles played pretty decent. I'm sorry, Beagles. Beagles played pretty decent, and they won the game. So I'm not gonna say shout out to the Eagles fans, but yeah, y'all won. The rest of y'all won. Yes, y'all did. Oh, man, I need a tissue. What the hell? Oh, man. Hold on 1 second, y'all. Whew. Oh, man, my nose running and everything. But yeah, the Beagles, beat the Atlanta last week, and it really sucked to be a Cowboys fan. But yeah, they won last week. But this week they have Atlanta, and right now New Orleans Saints are 2-1, and Atlanta is 1-2. Atlanta has been playing pretty decent football, I believe. New Orleans starts putting their foot back down on the gas. I think they try to get some more momentum this week, even though Atlanta played pretty decent last week as well. I'm gonna take New Orleans this week. Let's say Hold on, start writing this stuff down so I can. Oh, where my book at? That's right here. Let's see. So I can write my predictions down. So at the end of the show, I can say my predictions. That would be smart, Larry. Until I learn how to put it on the screen. But I need a pen too. And then I don't have a pen near me. I had pens in that book. I had a pencil top right there, but now I don't see my pen. Look at me. Look at me, y'all. I'm all over the place. But let's just go with it, man. I got New Orleans winning this game. New Orleans wins 24-13 New Orleans. Put your predictions in the comments as well, and we could talk about it. Shout out to my bro Alfie. We had a pool tournament at his house. I got there late, so I couldn't get in the tournament. You know, I thought I would have won. You know, because I do have those sticks, Earl's Trap. That's what I do. Y'all know. If you don't know, you know. But shout out to Alfie. He had a pool tournament at his house last night. Great gathering in the development. And he wound up winning the pool tournament. I think it was rigged. Later on, I probably have some pictures to put on the screen of him with his belt and his wife and his granddaughter. They took the pictures at the end. Alfie has a dope basement in which constantly having get-togethers and parties and stuff like that. So shout out to Alfie, man. Appreciate the invite. Sorry I got there late. But it was good to see the festivities and drink and eat and all that. But yeah, so he's a New Yorker. Sucks to be him. But yeah, New Orleans, Atlanta. I got New Orleans 24-13. New Orleans. Anybody out there has a prediction, please state your prediction and we'll go from there. Next game up, we have Cincinnati. Joe Burrow, I don't know what's going on over there in Cincinnati, against Carolina and Andy Dalton. Cincinnati 0-3. They bound to get their first win. Carolina's 1-2. I'm gonna go with without having so much dialogue on this game because it's kind of like you torn between the Joe Burrow going 0-4, opposed to Carolina going 2-2 with Andy Dalton. Even though Andy Dalton has played well, he got their first win. But I'm gonna go with Cincinnati here. Cincinnati starts to get the ball rolling over here, and I'm gonna go with Cincinnati. Basically, almost like the same score as the New Orleans Atlanta game. I'm gonna say 24-17. Cincinnati. Let's do 27-17. Cincinnati. Joe Burrow gets going, gets a little momentum this week. I can see that happening. Next game we have up. We have the LA Rams versus Chicago Bears. So the LA Rams, that's my cousin Terry's team. Chicago Bears, that's Darryl, Wesley, Miles. I think that's the only three Bears fans I can think of right now. And the Rams fans, Terrence. Shout out to my cousin Terrence. Shout out to Darryl, Wesley, and Miles Monk. They're Chicago fans, and I still got three players on my fantasy football team. One of them ain't playing. The other one ain't playing well, and he's my backup quarterback. I got Caleb, Keenan Allen, and Philly's own Moore, DJ Moore. But they haven't been playing too well, and Caleb has been look like he's backtracked, and everybody's saying now that the kid from Daniels that's at Washington should have been the first pick. I'll tell you, these people are so much front runners. It's ridiculous, but okay. I think I'm gonna take. Shout out to my youngin Swift over there in Chicago, but I'm never gonna go against the grain too much. They have firepower, just a matter of them getting it all together. I think they might have a good game this week with Caleb back against the wall right now. It's giving them some energy to play well. Their offensive line is looking atrocious. Swift is only averaging like 3 yards a carry right now, which is unhumane for his talent. So it has to be some issues up front. And then with the Rams, did the Rams win last week? I believe they won last week. But I think Caleb's going to have a good game today. But do they win? That's the question. Do they win, even though he's going to have a good game? This is a good one. This is a a brain fart right here for me. This is a brain fart for me. So let's go with Chicago. I'll go with Chicago. Darrell West and Monk over the Rams. I believe it's going to be a low-scoring game. 17-14. Chicago. Chicago wins by 3 points. Next game up, we have Minnesota Vikings. Shout out and big rest in peace to my cousin Mooney. Minnesota Vikings versus Green Bay Packers. Sean Reagan and Green Bay Packers. You know what I mean? Shout out to Sean. Minnesota is 3-0. 3-0. Who would have thought? Green Bay is 2-1 and showed promise without Love at quarterback last week. I think this game is going to be a close game as well. I think that's Sam Darnold that's over there at Minnesota. Am I correct? I could be wrong. But Minnesota, let's see something. Let's see here what they got. Nothing I'm looking for. But so we got Minnesota, Green Bay. I'm gonna go with Minnesota goes to 4-0. Okay. Minnesota goes to 4-0. Green Bay had a good game last week, but I don't know if they're gonna have that same type of caliber game. And screen flipping. Yeah. Minnesota has a good game, but I don't think they're gonna have enough. I mean, Green Bay has a good game, but I don't think they're gonna have enough. Let's go with Minnesota winning this game. 27. Oh, I keep doing the same numbers. Well, I said in my head, it's just like in my 24-10. 24-10 Minnesota. 24-10 Minnesota. Next game up, we have Jacksonville 0-3, and Trevor Lawrence is looking bad. Him and Joe Burrow right now is like, whoo. I don't know what the hell happened with them this year. But Jacksonville versus Houston, I'm going to go with Houston. Jacksonville goes to 0-4. There's going to be a lot of questioning of Trevor Lawrence this week. Houston wins the game, and I'm going to go with Houston winning 17-10. 17-9. 17-9. Houston. Pittsburgh. Big shout out to Justin Fields. Shout out to my Uncle Darrell. Shout out to Key Van Way Whip. Who else is a Pittsburgh fan that I can think of right now? Can't think of anybody else. But Pittsburgh versus Indianapolis Colts. Dr. Kyle Osborne, Black Psychologist Podcast. Shout out to Dr. Kyle, Black Psychologist Podcast. Pittsburgh and Indianapolis Colts. Pittsburgh is 3-0, which was unexpected. Justin Fields has just been managing the game. Eventually, they're going to let him unleash himself and take the dog chain off of him. Hopefully, he hasn't been turning over the ball. He's been playing great, but it's going to be some kind of pressure up on the front line on him. So he's going to have to use his legs a little bit more. So we're going to go with Pittsburgh over Dr. Kyle's Indianapolis Colts. Pittsburgh moves to 4-0, will be the talk of the week for the rest of this week, with them being 4-0 under Justin Fields, and you'll be looking for some Russell Wilson talk. So Miami, Russell Wilson will be available if he's not available already. Take a note. Sorry, Dr. Kyle, but y'all lose this game. It's going to be a low scoring game because they're going to be running the ball as much as possible. Very little passing. I think Justin does about maybe 20 attempts passing, 24 attempts passing. Uh, Close game. Let's go 2017. 2017, Pittsburgh wins by 3 points. Next game up, we have Denver versus New York Jets. Denver versus New York Jets. Shout out to my brother Justin. May you rest in peace. Continue to rest in peace. Heavenly peace, brother. Continue to watch over. Versus you know who. That man, the myth himself. That guy that's over here on my left.
Gentlemen, may I
Even though he's not here in the present,
attention, please.
he's still
The
here.
show
Now let's give him
starts
his
in
intro.
10, 9,
Yeah.
8,
Hey, the only Clippers fan and Jets fan. The man that was the most
5,
poorest decision when it comes to
3,
picking
2,
any kind of
One.
sports team.
go.
That's him right there. K. And that's him. Yes, that's it. That's definitely him. And his Jets versus Denver. I'm going to say Jets win this game. Unfortunately, I believe that Jets will go to 3-1. Aaron Rodgers will have some kind of a flashback game, and everybody's going to start being believers. And everybody's going to start being believers. And they win this game on Aaron Rodgers' arm. 31-13, the New York Jets. Jets win. Jets win. So we're going to have to hear K later on. Because more than likely, he might be available. We're doing 2 streams today, y'all. Two. We're going to do the 7 o'clock. Well, yeah, like 7:30. Second stream because I'll be off today. So we may be able to do that. Yes. Holla at my boy. Yeah. Deuce. So yeah, I'm gonna go the Jets 31-13. New York Jets. Jets win. We have to hear K's voice and stuff. Then we have a great game, which I think is gonna be good. Philadelphia Eagles versus Tampa Bay Bucks, in which I must say, Baker Mayfield is looking good over there in Tampa Bay. He's playing very well against Dak Hurts. Against Dak Hurts, man. Much as I like to support Dak, but I hate the Eagles. Hate is a strong word, but I really do. But this is gonna be a great game. Oh man, I don't know. This is one of those other brain fart games as well. As much as I want to go against the Eagles, I like what Baker's doing, but I haven't really watched too much to say that he's done it against teams that's pretty decent on the other side of the ball. So let's do this because I think this is gonna be a tight game as well. 2017, the Beagles. I have to pick the Beagles. 2017. Next up, we have Washington versus Arizona. Shout out to my youngin' Marvin Harrison Jr. Against Washington. Arizona, Washington. Daniels is playing hella great. Washington has played hella good the last couple weeks. He's starting to be the talk of the NFL when it comes to the rookies as well. But Marvin is making a name for himself as well because now that Kyler Murray has finally found a reason to pass him the football. I think they have a great game as well today. I think Marvin's going to get some good numbers. But the kid Daniels, I think that's his last name, is playing lights out right now. and they had momentum coming from last week's win. Let's go with the underdog, and I think it's going to be Washington. Let's go with Washington. Oh no, I can't do that tomorrow. I don't trust Kyler Murray. Let's go with Washington over Arizona. 24-22, 24-19, 24-19 Washington. Next game up, we have New England Patriots versus San Francisco 49ers. Mark Freckles, my cousin Charlie, San Francisco 49ers. I don't know nobody that's a New England fan anymore now that Tom Brady is gone. My cousin Will. Shout out to Will Maddock. He's a Patriots fan. But let's go San Francisco, even though CMC is not there and he's on my fantasy football team. But I do have Brock Purdy as my quarterback. And I had I had what's the name? Debo Samuels, who's I think out again as well. I got so many injuries on my fantasy. Make sure y'all check out fantasy. It's 12:15. We almost through with the predictions. But make sure y'all check out fantasy and update y'all fantasy lineups before 1 o'clock. But and I have to do so as well. I'm about to be on the waiver wire for everything. And I know Dr. Kyle gonna text me and tell me, I got what you need if you need something.
Pause. You said something gay.
Him as well. I got something over here if you need something.
Pause. You said something gay.
But yeah, man. San Francisco, New England. I'm gonna go with San Francisco. San Francisco wins big. Let's go. They put up third in the 30s. Let's go 34-13 San Francisco in this game. Next game up which is going to be a good game as well. At 4:25, we have Kansas City versus the Chargers. Kansas City versus Chargers. Let's say Kansas City's 3-0. Chargers are 2-1. I think Kelsey gets more involved this week because these first 3 weeks he has been like absent. That Taylor Swift thing. I tell you, man, these guys get married to these artists with names. They just drop, bro. Look at Russell. He think he's a model, and ever since he's been with Sierra, his game has never been the same. These women, man, that power of the P. Power of the P. Kansas City versus Chargers. I think that's going to be a great game. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. Let's go 34-31 or 30. Let's go 34-28 Kansas City. I think Chargers puts up some no good numbers today. You know, Kansas City defense ain't all that crazy, but their offense can get going. Chargers the same way. Shout out to SB and his Chargers. KC. Who's Kansas City fan that I know? Can't think of any I can think of right now. Sharima. All of a sudden, she's a Kansas City fan, but okay. Shout out to my sister Sharima, but y'all lose. I mean, y'all win. 34-30. Kansas City. I think it's going to be a shootout. Cleveland versus Las Vegas. I don't know nobody that's a Raiders fan. Oh, yes, I do. Pops, Mr. Mike, he's a Raiders fan. Cleveland, I have nobody that I can think of that's a Cleveland fan. But I don't even know if Deshaun is still being a quarterback or they just went to Jameson Winston. But they have an opportunity to win because they got a great defense. Vegas is like so I'll go Cleveland wins. Deshaun saves his face for another week. 24-17. 24-21 Cleveland. Next up, we have Buffalo versus Baltimore. Tiff Neds, Baltimore Ravens. Versus Buffalo. I can't think of anybody that's a Buffalo fan. Baltimore. Oh, I think Buffalo wins this game. But then again, it's going to be a barn burner too. There's a couple great games this weekend. Buffalo, Baltimore. Let's go. Baltimore goes to 2-2. Buffalo loses this game, takes their first loss. This texting me at 4:46 in the morning. Crack a dawn. I'm yawning. All right. Yeah. So yeah, let's go with Baltimore wins. I think what's your face has a great game. Lamar Jackson runs for over 100 yards. It's gonna be a battle of the running quarterbacks. Baltimore wins the game 27-20. Next game up, we have Tennessee versus Miami. Tennessee versus Miami. Miami's still looking for a quarterback. Tennessee will get their first win. No, they won't because their quarterback is, I don't know what's going on over Trubinsky, Tannehill. I don't know who's over there. They did get a rookie quarterback, but it don't look like it's going too well over there as well. But Miami's on their backup as well. But I take Miami because I like their talent. Anyway, let's do 17-10 Miami with that game. Then we have the Monday night game, which is Seattle versus Detroit. Seattle behind Geno Smith. In Detroit, rumbling Lions. Whew. I'm going to take Detroit. Hutchinson's going to get like 3-4 sacks. And they beat Seattle, making Seattle take their first loss. Geno's been playing pretty well as well, but I think Detroit is going to pull this win off. And let's give Detroit the win 24-17. Close game. Detroit wins. Then we had last week, on Thursday night, we had my Cowboys, which is nothing to talk about because they made Danny, what's his name, over there in New York. They made him look like a real quarterback. And that lets me know how bad we are right now. So we win 20-15. 20-15. Giants didn't score a touchdown, all field goals. And we only scored 20 points. So that says a lot. But we won the game. I take the win. It is what it is. Well, man, big shout out to my brother, sister, S&T Southern Smokehouse Barbecue in here in Delaware. If you're in Delaware, you're looking for some good barbecue, brisket, rib, chicken, mac and cheese, coleslaw. Oh my gosh, I never liked coleslaw so much in my life. But they have it what's the baked beans? Like the menu was crazy, and they also, I wish I had it down here with me. They're starting to get into the market of their seasoning and their barbecue sauce. Their barbecue sauce is homemade. The seasoning, of course, is homemade. And their website will be up soon. I will probably just tonight. I'll have the advertisement for the seasoning and the barbecue sauce with me. So when I speak on them, they definitely will get the shout out. But yeah, man, it's 12:24. We've been up almost an hour. Get your fantasy football lineups ready. You got like another half an hour before the lineups are locked. I have to get mine. Probably got to pull some free agents, drop some players, because I'm doing bad right now. I think I got smoked last week. But man, listen, we'll be here this evening, 7:15, almost towards the end of the last game in the afternoon, 4:00 games. So we'll be on around there, like maybe 7:30, leading into the 8:00 game. But I will put a thumbnail up for that tonight. Hopefully Kay will be with me, and if anybody else wants to join the show as well, y'all can join the show, and we can talk about the afternoon games and the prediction for the Sunday night game, which is the Baltimore and the Buffalo game. So we will get into that as well. But like I said, I'm gonna give a shout out to Sean and Netta, S&T, Smokehouse, Southern Smokehouse Barbecue. Get with them. I will have the advertisement for the seasons and the barbecue sauce. Uptown Cafe, my brother Jig, 8131 Stanton Avenue in the Mount Airy area. They have football, drinks, food, indoor, outdoor. Holla at them. Go up there, get your drink on, go watch the game. They're big Eagles fans in there, so you know they're going to be Eagles crazed up in that joint. So that'll be y'all cup of tea. Go ahead. Be there. Y'all can all lose together. But shout out to the Uptown Cafe. Black Psychologist Podcast, Dr. Kyle. Listen, we all have issues that we're going through. Please don't be alone. Reach out to him, Black Psychologist Podcast on Facebook, Instagram. You can reach out to him, DM him if y'all need something to have something to talk about, kids or anything like that. Dr. Kyle is there. Best believe. SB Real Takes Over Fake Debates, another sports podcast, and a brother of mine, which we met during the podcast. It was part of the podcast as well, but he has his thing going on right now. He'll be back probably more than likely to do some shows with us as well. Seven Mitchell as well. I gotta get him his shirts and stuff too. Let me listen. Next Step Custom Apparel. I'm gonna start pushing it. I'm gonna start pushing it now because I got all my machines is almost lined up so I can do major orders. I was like backed off a little bit because I was only one person doing it and I didn't want to get myself overwhelmed and not being able to finish orders and things. But Next Step Custom Apparel. I will have the advertisement as well up here soon for my custom apparel business. Holla at me, shirts, hoodies, anything you need. If it needs to be done, I can get it done. You need banners, I can do banners, all that stuff too as well. Holla at me. Key Vandaway Photography, my bro, been out there working. Football games, basketball games, traveling, going to colleges, and shout out to my bro Key, Vandaway Photography. For the games. Yeah, so Vandaway Photography. Am I missing anyone? Please, if I'm missing anyone. Am I missing anyone? I know I am. I can't think of it. I use my advertisement thing be up here, but I gotta redo everything, so I can't even. My Next Up Basketball Apparel. Next Up Basketball Skills and Player Development, as you see right here. I haven't been in the gym. Still working on trying to get my own gym. I want to get my own gym. You know, it's my passion is the basketball thing. But shout out to myself, and I'm still going to continue to be motivated to the day I pass about getting my own facility, being able to mentor and help young ladies, young men, older men, pros, you know, college players, all that stuff. I still want to do it, and I'm still motivated to do so. Other than that, Aloha DeJoy Catering. I'll let my wife for her catering services. The advertisement will be up for that soon as well. Am I missing anybody? If I am, don't blame my heart, blame my mind. But we will be back tonight at 7:30 with more shout outs, and hopefully I have everything in front of me. I'm going to work on this podcast thing for like another hour after we get off, as well as watch the games and talk our ish. But yeah, man, I appreciate y'all for locking in with me. Those of you who stepped in here, locked in, hit the like button, subscribe button. But man, we here, man. It's your boy Step. K will be here hopefully this evening. And with that being said, bro, we are about to be out of here. Hold on, let me see something. Do I still got this media file in here? Do I have my outro? Do I have my outro in here? Intro. I do. No, I don't. That's crazy. Oh, this junk just disappeared. Let's see something. Is this it?
Don't relax and take notes. Niggas need to wake up. Niggas need to relax and take notes. Niggas need to wake up. Niggas need to relax and take notes. Niggas relax and take notes. While I take totes, relax and take notes. While I take totes of the marijuana smoke, relax and take notes. While I take totes, relax and take notes. While I take totes of the marijuana smoke, relax and take notes. Niggas need to wake up. Niggas need to relax and take notes. Niggas need to wake up. Niggas need to relax and take notes. While I take totes, relax and take notes. While I take totes of the marijuana smoke, relax and take notes. While I take totes, relax and take notes. Niggas need to wake up. Niggas need to relax and take notes. Niggas need to wake up. Niggas need to relax and take notes. While I take totes, relax and take notes. While I take totes of the marijuana smoke, relax and take notes. While I take totes.